Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about mistakes to avoid as a florist trying to land hotel partnerships. And this is going to be a three-part series. So let's get started. Part one, approaching everyone. So approaching everyone, basically what I mean by this is that you're not focusing on a specific type of person at the hotel. You're kind of just like walking up to the front desk, you're just dropping off flowers, you're maybe asking to speak to a manager. You're not really sure who this manager is or what their role is, especially when it comes to florals. And I just want to stop and just say, like, why do we actually make this mistake as florists? And I'm going to tell you why. It's because we believe that the more people we approach, the more likely we are to get the deal, right? Is everyone give me like a virtual like hands up here? And we're like, okay, true, because I feel like if I talk to more and more people, most likely I'm going to get to the right person. So why do we actually believe this? Well, we believe this because marketing gurus have taught us to cast our net wide. Because surely by casting our net wide, we are going to find the right person. But here's the deal. You're not going to find the right person that way. We need to learn how to fish. Right now, we're fishing by casting a net, but we need to learn how to fish with a pole, where we're literally going to like go fishing for that one person. So in the Hotel Florist Profit Method, I talk all about, who it is that you actually need to approach and how to approach them. Um, it could be anyone from the front desk manager to the director of operations to the hotel manager, the general manager, ownership. Like, how does the hierarchy work and how do you know who makes that decision? So, mistake number one that florists are making when they're trying to land hotel partnerships is that they are simply just trying to approach anybody. They're talking to the bartender, they're talking to a friend that works at the hotel, and these people just simply are not decision makers. And then you have different people in the hotel, different roles in the hotel that they might not be the decision makers, but they are definitely the gatekeepers. So you have non-decision makers, gatekeepers, decision makers. You see why approaching everyone at the hotel is not a good idea when you're landing your hotel partnerships. All right, so your gatekeepers, like, how do we deal with them? If we have a good rapport with them, then we're in, right? If we're struggling with the rapport of the gatekeeper, how are we actually going to get to the decision maker? And that's why it's so important to actually know who the decision maker is at the hotel, the structure of the hotel's upper management, so to speak, and then only speaking to them, because guess what? They're the ones signing your contract. They're the ones signing your checks. And that's why it's so important to understand who to approach. So in most hotels, you have, in most luxury hotels, you have your director of sales and marketing. Your director in sales and marketing is kind of like what I like to call your good cop. They're typically very, very friendly. He or she is in charge of like all the events and the sales of the hotel. They're a great person to get your foot in the door with. You also have your director of operations, who's basically like the hotel manager or the hotel manager's or the general manager's right hand. So again, another gatekeeper. You have director of food and beverage. A lot of times they oversee their banquets. They work very closely with your director in sales and marketing. They could be another gatekeeper. Ultimately, your decision maker, the person that's going to be signing your contract, is going to be your general manager and or ownership. I have had it before where ownership has stepped in a management role in the hotel. And these are the type of people you actually want to work with, get in front of, schedule a meeting with. And that's why it is so important to, versus casting your net wide and just hoping for the best, that you're going to capture that right person, whether that's a non-decision maker, that's a gatekeeper or a decision maker, or you could just get your little fishing pole out and cast it and get that decision maker, which is going to be your hotel general manager, your ownership, your director of operations. So a mistake to avoid in this part 3 series, this is part 1, is approaching everyone. And in the next episode, we'll be talking about another common mistake that florists make when landing hotel partnerships. Stay tuned for part 2 of this 3-part series.